Hey everyone, this is Joe Burnich with Big West Marketing. If you're watching this video, it's because you want to learn more information about the new Google Ads platform specifically for service-based businesses called Local Service Ads, also known as the Google Guarantee. And what happened is I was able, a representative from Google actually contacted us because we are an agency with lots of clients in the service industry. And I was asking them questions. I said, hey, you know what? Can we make a recording of this phone call? And I want to get a bunch of questions from my clients. So I sent out an email. I had lots of questions come back, great questions. I asked them all to this Google representative. And so that's what this video is all about. It's a voice recording where I share all the information. I'm also going to put on the blog post for this, I'm also going to put a written version of this in case you just want to read it instead of listening to the whole segment. But if you have any questions about Google Local Service Ads, watch this video. Big West Marketing will be offering this as a service in the near future. So this was recorded on September 11th, 2018, when the program is first new and just started to roll out. But stay tuned if you want help getting this set up, or if you have questions, we are here for you. Once again, Joe Burnich, Big West Marketing. Let's get started.
Okay, so I have got Stephen Thomas, a local services special working for Google. I got Stephen on the phone, and I want to say thank you, Stephen, for taking this call, allowing me to record it and share it with my clients, because I know there's a lot of questions out there about Google's new local services ads.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to answer any of those questions for you.
Yeah, so the big question that I have, and I know a lot of people have to start out with, is what is the official name of this program? I've heard local service ads, I've heard home service ads, and I've heard Google Guarantee. I'm just trying to figure out which one. What's the official name that everybody should refer this new program to?
Originally it started as home services.
Okay.
Then it was rebranded and named into local services, and both of them have to do with receiving the Google Guarantee for your business.
Okay. So the Google Guarantee is just a piece of the local services, is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's one of the benefits of being a part of local services. It means that we verify your business entity, licenses, necessary licenses, and insurances at the state level, and then you agree that you have the city level licenses that may be required for whichever field.
Gotcha. Okay. And so, okay, very good. So what I did last Friday, I believe, is I sent out an email so that people could, over the weekend, send me any questions they have. So I've got a list of questions from my actual clients that I'd like to go through, if that's cool.
Awesome. I'd be happy to.
Okay. So first one comes from Sid Graff, and Sid is asking, will this affect SEO rankings at all? Does it have anything to do with SEO?
Through AdWords, no, they're in the same company but different side. So in that point, it's really, do you want clicks to your page, or are you looking to generate clients and actually go do physical work? Of course, AdWords can work in brand. It's more of a branding tool than direct work tool, I would say.
Okay.
That's the major difference.
Okay. So it's not going to help somebody get higher up on like the maps section just because they're running local service ads, correct?
No. What it does is it pinpoints those who are looking for work in their area. So everyone's using their tablets and smartphones now. And so when you just type in, well, who does carpet cleaning in North Carolina?
Yeah.
It's going to take their location in their phone, and it's going to pair them with those companies who do that work with the right credentials and the necessary credentials to do the work in their area.
So Google's goal is basically to put the most qualified companies that have all their licenses and insurance and stuff like that to put them up at the top. That's kind of the goal of this, right?
Yep, in
Okay.
direct contact with the clients,
Direct
potential
contact.
clients.
Okay. And you don't even end up going to the website, right? The website is bypassed in this, and it's all just phone calls. Is that correct?
The website would, in the local service profile, yes. It would be included on the profile itself, but they would have to click to go to the website. In most cases, they're not doing that because in the process, they're actually naming what kind of work are they looking to have done.
Okay.
And so those are the questions that are already answered before having to even go to the website.
So my clients' customers, so let's say somebody's a carpet cleaner here in Montana, and somebody's on the internet looking for a local, Missoula, Montana carpet cleaner. That person is going to have to answer some questions before they're actually connected with the carpet cleaning company. Is that correct?
Correct. They're going to put what zip code they're in, which is going to help pinpoint the servicers in that area, the qualified ones, and also what job are they looking to be done. So for the clients, for the pros themselves, it works to, if they're looking to, say, only drive higher return jobs, they can specifically advertise to take that work on.
Okay. And then let's go to the next question I have written down here, which I think will kind of play into what we're talking about. So Sid also asks, can I use local service ads in my current well-established market? And then number two, can I use it in a brand new market? So I think he's saying, and I know Sid has offices here in Missoula, Montana, and then he's opening up an office in Bozeman, which is 3 hours away, but he doesn't have a physical location over in Bozeman yet. So he's saying, can I set it up in both Missoula and Bozeman, even though I don't have addresses in Bozeman?
Correct. If local service, as I mentioned, that we are in the kind of still the launch phase in metro areas. So if it's offered in that county or area, then yeah, you can advertise in the areas as well.
Okay. For now, but that may change. The more people get into it, the less space there's going to be for people to advertise in cities they're not located in. Is that correct?
Well, no. They'll still be able to indicate what. They're still going to be able to indicate what are their service areas.
Okay.
Again, once they say what job that they want to have done,
Okay.
they're given a list of reviews from the company. They're paired with an ideal one, and then they also have some other options that they're able to choose from.
Okay. But from my understanding, in order to show up at the very top in those top three, your proximity or your location, your physical address location, is going to play heavily into that. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Similar to the way Google My Business works. If there's 10 carpet cleaners in a specific zip code, the top three most reputable are going to show up. Not all 10 on the front page. There's only spots for 3. Okay. And proximity is a big factor, like location, physical location in that city is a big factor, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Make sure I understand that. All right. Let's see. And then the next question is, do I have to have a physical location verified by Google in order to run ads in that area? So that's kind of a similar question. It sounds like we need to have, you need to, number one, have a Google My Business account in good standing, right? That's necessary? That's a prereq?
It's better if you have those reviews because it kind of saves a step, but no, it's not required. We can't create a vanity if you don't have a Google My Business or say don't have access to that Google My Business profile anymore.
Okay.
There are some things that we can do to still get you to get the reviews that are necessary for your local services profile.
Okay.
And then, what was the other question? I'm sorry.
Well, that was pretty much it. I think he's just asking, do I need to have a physical location before I can run the ads? And you're saying that you can set up something in something else temporary or in place of called a vanity.
As far as the physical, yes, that's for the Google My Business side. Now, as far as do you have to have a physical location? The business entity itself has to have location. Now, it does not have to be displayed. Say if it's from a pro's home, is their base of operations where their proximity is going to be taken from.
Okay.
Then they don't have to display that information, so they can still maintain some kind of privacy.
They don't have to display it, but they have to show. They have to prove to Google that they have an actual location. So you can't just say, hey, like make up a carpet cleaning business name and say, hey, I want to run some local service ads. I mean, you're looking to have people that are established and actually are able to prove that they have physical address. Correct. And all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Right. They're going to have to be an established business.
Okay.
You know, the LLC, and we do that business entity verification. Now, you can be new, but you still have to.
Okay. Business entity. I'm going to write that one down. Business entity verification.
And that's done through Pinkerton.
Through Pinkerton. And Pinkerton is like just a verification.
They do different kinds of background checks. So if you have electricians or plumbers, then they will go through and do background checks on the workers that go into the homes.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. That makes sense. So, I think that question is going to come up again, a little more specific, but we'll get to that. Next guy, Scott Dennison, wrote, so looking at this for commercial roofers in Philadelphia, the number one ad is from Cherry Hill in New Jersey, not even Pennsylvania, and that's about 15 to 20 miles away. So that tells me that proximity to the search is not the number one factor in the algorithm. Is it reviews? And then he says, essentially, how are they deciding who shows up in the top left corner?
In the top, so in the strictly only in the local services profile, which is going to be what's at the top.
Yep.
The first person is directly done by proximity, those who are Google guaranteed. Because you're in proximity, if you're not Google guaranteed, then you're not going to show there.
Okay.
So that's why maybe that area hasn't launched yet, per se, to where we're recruiting in that area.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. No one just has reached out to us to sign up in that area. So there are no Google registered companies in that area right now. Therefore, the work is going further out.
So, but the more people that start get registered in Philadelphia, the more commercial roofers they get registered in Philadelphia, that will start pushing that New Jersey guy out of that spot, that top spot, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Because he's not in proximity.
So it is. He's saying, so that tells me it's not proximity, but you're saying, well, as soon as we get some more guys in there, it will be proximity.
Yeah, they're the closest person.
They're the closest
servicing that area.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Okay, and then next question is from Bill Vivers, and he's saying he knows somebody who is ranking somehow in the local service ads. He's benefiting from it, even though he's not paying for leads. He's not paying the lead fee. Why would somebody be able to get in there and start getting phone calls even though they're not paying for the leads?
Because, again, we are in a launch phase, and so in order to be able to show what this platform even looks like and what it will be like, we had to have what we refer to as dummy profiles to just give you an idea and to be able to walk through the qualified pros that we're reaching out to, how this platform is actually going to work.
So they're just like fillers until the real guys get in there.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And they won't have, you'll notice that they won't have the Google guarantee.
Yeah. So anybody who's listening to this recording, I want to make sure everybody knows that the sooner you can get in on this and get approved and get through the approval and the guarantee process, the better chance you're going to have to rank, or I shouldn't say the word rank because that refers to SEO, but the better chance you are going to have to show up in those prime spots in the beginning here, because like Steven's saying, this is still in the launch phase. So this is the baby phase. We want to get in there and get set up before the competitors. Is that fair to say, Steven?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Okay, next question is from Michael Birchfield, and Michael says, Google called me 2 weeks ago, and at first I thought it was a scam. Anyway, I let them set this up, but my question is whether we should run AdWords in combination with the Google guarantee, or is one better than the other?
It really depends on what you're trying to drive. So if you do both commercial work and residential, then you may not want to totally dismiss AdWords
Okay.
because now you're eliminating a aspect of your business. But if, let's say, if the main bulk of your work is residential, then it would behoove you to optimize
Okay.
your spending on advertisement. But it's really either way. And I actually had the pleasure of working with Mike.
Oh, you know Michael?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Nice. And so this kind of brings up a question I have. So, for years, these companies, these kind of con artist, fake companies have been calling up and claiming to be Google and kind of tricking people into working with them on whatever they're offering.
Right.
So now, the real Google, like you, calls up people to get started, and they think it's a scam. Is there any way for my clients to tell if it's a real Google call or a fake one? Is there some kind of indicator?
Well, there's a few different notes that I could give, which are we'll never do a robocall.
Okay.
So you won't get an automated call, then a live voice will come to the line. It'll be a live voice from the get-go.
Okay.
Also, anyone that is from Google will be able to send you an email with an @Google extension, not an @Gmail. There's other indicators as well, which you can go to the Google blog and see. I mean, we're making strides in trying to reach out and file suits against those posers of Google. And that's something as early as May 23rd this year. We filed against, I believe, like 7 or so fraudulent companies.
Good, because we all hate getting those calls from the fake Google companies and the scammers. Yeah, so that's good. So in May this year, maybe. So okay.
Yeah, and then another thing that they can do is when they have those robo numbers or someone that they think is a scam, they can actually report those numbers on the Google in the Google blog. There's a report scam-like number. So they can actually report those, which will help us pursue those posers as well. Also, if a normal Google associate will have a 650 area code, and I think it's another 60. I think it may be 605. I know 650 is for sure.
Okay.
But those are Google extensions, area codes. I'm sorry.
So area code 66. I like that one. If it's an area code 650, and they're able to send an email that is at google.com, not at gmail.com, then those two things right there should tell you if it's a scam or not, right? I mean, that's
correct.
Okay. That sounds like the easiest ones. Okay, cool.
And should be able to send it to you right while you're on the phone.
Yeah, nice. I love that one. I'm going to use that one. Okay. Next questions. Several questions coming from Corey Hemby. Corey's saying, what exactly does Google guarantee mean, and what do we need to? What does it entail to actually get that guarantee stamp on the ad?
Signing up and passing our verification process means once you're finished, and you'll be Google guaranteed. So you have to sign up for a local services profile. We'll go through and verify business entity, and also if they're field agents, let's say if you're a plumber or electrician, we do background checks for the field workers to going into homes.
For each individual employee?
For each individual field worker physically going into the homes.
The ones the technicians that are actually going into homes. Okay.
Correct. And
does that apply to other industries like carpet cleaning and water damage restoration and roofing?
No.
Okay. So just for plumbers and electricians at this point?
Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC specialists.
HVAC. Okay, good. That's good to know. Now, you said there's a verification process. What kind of information do these guys need to provide? I know that I'm going to be so Google set me up as a marketing agency, set me up with a special platform so that I can set my clients up. And I was looking at it yesterday, and some of the things I see that they're asking for is proof of insurance. Like somebody needs to actually send me a copy of like their declaration page for insurance so I can see how much, the expiration date on it, and who the company is. Is that correct?
Yep, and then you'll just take a picture of it and upload it into the dashboard.
Okay, so I can do that for my guys. That's good. And then if they're plumbers or electricians, I need to get official license numbers. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then what about just like the city or state license, if they have that? Do I need to provide that, or you guys check on that separately?
We will ask for a copy of that uploaded, but we'll do a pre-verification that is received. So I know like water damage restoration does require some additional licensing on the state level.
Okay.
And so they would have to have that in order to sign up for that particular vertical.
Okay, so anybody who's listening to this recording needs to get prepared, any kind of licensing, state or city that you have, and get your insurance stuff ready to go before we get you all set up. So, okay, cool. Any other stuff that they should know? I mean, the rest of it seemed pretty basic, address, phone numbers, years in business, all that kind of basic stuff. Is there any other stuff that they need to email to me or physically take pictures of and provide, anything like that?
Make sure that if they put in all the jobs. So I know, for an example, if you do carpet cleaning, some businesses may do housekeeping as well. Make sure that you look at the verticals and what jobs are in each vertical, because a service that you may provide that may be highly revenue driven,
okay,
may be in another vertical, which qualifies you for even more visibility as a whole.
Okay.
Keep in mind,
so
you're not
full list of services that they provide, right?
Right.
Okay.
And you can edit this as the business grows.
Okay, so you can add services 6 months from now if you think you're going to add something on there. You add, I don't know. If you add, no, that's a good example. So you're a carpet cleaner and you add housekeeping or maid service later on, you can always add that later on. You don't have to do it right away.
Correct, and update it.
Okay, so so I know that's a big question that several people have asked also is, can we put ads out for multiple services, not just our main service?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. So let's say power washing, even though it's power washing, a lot of the services that people provide fall under window washing.
Yes. Okay.
So in that case, you would want to go and just check under window washing services and see if there's anything in there like cleaning gutters that you actually provide.
Okay. And we have to choose Google's list of services. We can't just type in a service. Is that correct?
As of right now, no.
Okay. And you guys will probably be adding more services, some of those smaller services, as time goes on?
Yeah, they go in different phases, and due to response of the pros that we sign up.
Gotcha.
But again, it's no guarantee. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool. And then the next question somebody has, they said, is cost per click the same? And I'm assuming they're saying the same as AdWords, but this is not a cost per click program like AdWords. It's a cost per lead or a cost per qualified phone call. Is that right?
Yep, qualified lead, yep.
Okay. And what makes a phone call qualified? I know another question comes up for that.
So if you were advertising for install work, let's say installing a furnace,
okay,
and someone called just for repairing the furnace, then you're not paying for that job.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it has to be the exact service that you're advertising
for.
Okay.
Correct.
And how does Google determine that? Are people actually listening to these calls, or do you have to tell Google, hey, this was not qualified?
You would dispute through the dashboard. However, you would dispute through the dashboard, and then you would. I'm so sorry. You would dispute through the dashboard, and yes, the calls that come through the local services platform are recorded, and then that's how we review.
And they're all those disputed ones are reviewed by humans?
Correct.
At this point? Okay.
Correct.
Wow, that's a lot. That's pretty cool that you guys are able to do that.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to be more hands-on.
I love it, and I know that my guys will love that too, because they hate that everything's done by an algorithm and nobody can give them an answer of why things happen or don't happen. So if humans are more involved, then I know that they're going to be happy. I sure would be if I still own my cleaning business.
What I also recommend is that they don't put in the local services that in their bio that they offer free estimates, because that would drive calls that aren't, driving business in that manner. Then it would be more so better for the AdWords in that manner.
Oh, so in the description, do not put free estimates.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. Now, one question I have that I think you and I talked about last time we spoke was, so obviously location or proximity is a big factor, one of the number one factors in getting up into those top spots. But didn't you also say the number of reviews has something to do with that, and then also how responsive the company is to pick up the phone?
Well, that's why we're reaching out. We're reaching out to see who is actually responsive.
Okay.
But ideally, we're not trying to add any companies who don't have great reviews right now, because we want to set that precedent that these are quality companies.
Yeah. So the more 5-star reviews you have, the better chance you're going to have of showing up.
Absolutely.
Okay. And the more you pick up your phone and not let it go to voicemail, the better chance you're going to have of showing up. Is that fair to say?
Now that I'm not sure. I mean, now if you start getting, that would definitely affect your reviews, which would ultimately still hinder if you're not being responsive.
Okay.
So
it's kind of related. Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay, and then can you run? Okay, next question is by Corey is, can you run AdWords ads and local service ads at the same time, and then have them both show up on the search results page at the same time?
Yes, just keep in mind that AdWords goes through by the keywords that are searched. But yeah, ideally yes, but your local services profile would show above your AdWords as well.
Show above AdWords. But if you can show up in local service ads, show up in AdWords, and then also show up in the map section for the SEO stuff, I mean, you can literally show up 3 times on that search page if you do it right, correctly? Is that
yep,
correct?
ideally. Yeah.
Ideally, yeah. Awesome. Okay, I just want to make sure that was how that works. And then let's see. Do you need to have a Google AdWords platform already set up?
No, you just need to have a Google registered email.
Google registered email. Okay, so typically the same email that you have that you set up your Google My Business account with?
Correct.
Okay, that's the one you want. Let me write that down. All right, cool. And then, okay, next question. Can you give any info on adding keywords? And that came from Pacey Woonthaler. It doesn't use keywords, does it?
No, it doesn't use it at all.
Okay, so SEO and Google AdWords pay-per-click, they do use keywords, but this new local services does not use keywords. It uses the specific services you choose. It uses proximity or location, and then reviews, as far as at this point anyway. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And then, next question comes from Greg Ripley, and he's asking, what about scheduling? Because there's a scheduling program that's involved with the local service ads. Is that right?
So, as I thought, what happens is, again, through the local services platform, they dictate what work they're looking for. Scheduling is all on the pro. So at that point, they're making the schedule, and they're keeping the schedule dates for the potential customers.
So there's not a scheduling or calendar program inside local service ads that the...
No.
Okay. Yeah, because several people thought there was for some reason, and so I wasn't sure. Okay, so we don't need to worry about scheduling.
Correct.
Okay. So here's the big question that everybody keeps sending me is, how much does it cost? What is the cost per lead? And what determines how much that cost is?
I mean, the lead costs are flat rates based on the different regions. So let's say in Charlotte right now for carpet cleaning, it's $21 for a qualified lead for what they're advertising for.
Okay.
Window cleaning is $12 and $18 for housekeeping.
Okay. And that's in Charlotte, North Carolina, you said, right?
Correct. So anyone servicing in that region.
So you said $21 for carpet cleaning, 12 for window cleaning, and like 18 for housekeeping?
Correct.
What about like roofing or plumbing or anything like that? Do you have any of those numbers?
I don't. Not on hand, no.
No problem. So these, but to kind of give people a little more information, it's based on, you said it's based on the different areas of different cities, right?
Correct.
So the more competitive cities get in the future, the higher cost per lead, the higher that flat rate will go. Is that fair to say?
That's not necessarily true. I honestly don't know in that manner.
Okay. But it still goes back to the sooner you get in on this, the better, because you're going to be,
correct.
In case that is true, that the costs are going to go up. Right now, it's still in the stage where you're going to probably get the lowest cost. If I was going to guess, that's probably very.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Logically speaking, yep.
Okay. But I can't guarantee that, neither can you, so I just want to make sure nobody holds me to that. Okay. And then let's see. And how do you pay that? You put in a weekly budget, it looks like, on my dashboard here, is that right?
Yes. Yep, it's a weekly budget, and at the end of the month you will pay for whatever leads were received.
Okay. And you got to dispute before the end of the month so you don't get charged for calls that you shouldn't be charged for, is that
correct.
Right? Okay.
Correct.
If you don't, you can get charged. Is there a way to get refunds on calls that you shouldn't have gotten? Is there a system for that?
There is a time period where you can still dispute, yes.
Okay, cool. All right, that answers that question. All right, let me find another good one here. So this is kind of what we talked about before, but it says, who in the company must pass the liability $1 million plus and background checks? Is it just the owner, or is it the owner plus employees?
As I mentioned, for the technicians like electricians, plumbers, and HVAC specialists, the field technicians that go into the home will have to do a background check through Pinkerton as well, but also you'll have a business entity background check and a background check of the owner of the businesses.
And so if it's a carpet cleaner and they have 10 technicians go out and cleaning, those 10 employees, those 10 technicians going into homes, they don't need to have a background check at this time?
Correct. It would only be the business owner and the business entity itself.
Only the business owner and the business entity. Okay, perfect. That answers that. And it says, does Google track technicians who are being sent to service calls through GPS location tracking?
No.
Okay. Didn't think so. All right. How and when does Google verify compliance? It sounds like you use Pinkerton to do that, you said, right?
Correct.
How long does it usually take for this verification process to take place?
We try to get it done within about a month.
Okay.
Our target time is within about 14 days.
So once again, the sooner we can get started on this, the sooner the better. And we should have talked about this earlier, but this does not, the local services ads has not been rolled out to every city in America yet. But
correct.
It will be. It will be everywhere in the future. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any way we can sell, like I had somebody in a specific city just send me an email that said, when will it be rolled out? Here, let me pull it out. I don't see that email all of a sudden. Where'd that go? Anyway, he was saying a specific city. There's no way for us to tell when a specific city is going to be rolled out. Is that correct?
Correct, because it all really depends on how easily we are able to reach out to those pros.
Okay. So the more people we get set up in different cities, the sooner they will start rolling out in those specific cities. Is that right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. So do you have any information on like what the goal is to get everybody in 3 months, 6 months, a year? Can I give anybody a little bit more of a timeline?
There's not a specific timeline that I can give there. I know we're feeling some areas are tougher than others to reach out and contact pros they're normally out in the field. So it's really all about how easily we can connect with those pros.
Gotcha. Okay. So no specifics on that, unfortunately, but still, once again, guys, the sooner you can get set up, the better. Okay. Next question. So as far as that guarantee, what does that give the end customer? What kind of guarantee does it give them? You guys actually cover work up to a certain dollar amount. Is that right?
Correct. Up to $2,000.
Up to $2,000. So if somebody goes in and does some damage on their customer's carpet or on their HVAC or something like that, that customer can actually contact Google and get up to a $2,000 refund.
Correct.
or just a guaranteed amount. Okay. And so that's why that you guys are doing such a thorough check on background and licensing and and insurance and stuff like that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Because you guys are actually putting some money up to guarantee this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question comes from Mike Schmidt, and it says, how do they know the client saw that specific ad that they put up from my company? Not many can pinpoint exactly where they found us besides a coupon or coupon code. So does this use like Google tracking phone numbers, like a separate tracking phone number, so that Google can see exactly where they came from?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time, because my phone did something.
Oh, okay. So basically, Mike Schmidt is asking. Well, what he's saying is it's hard to, like, somebody will call up and they'll be like, yeah, I found you on Google, but they don't know if it's AdWords, local service ads, or SEO, or whatever it is. So with local service ads, how does Google know that they came specifically from that local service ad? Does Google have like a special tracking phone number that they use?
Yes, because as I said, through the local services platform, after they dictate what work and they say, okay, I'm going to call them to have them do this work. That point, the call goes through. It's forwarded to the business.
Okay.
And so that's how we're able to track where it came from itself.
So you actually have so their phone number, the business phone number is not necessarily displayed on the ad, but when the person taps the call button, it will forward over to their business number, and then Google will track it that way. Okay. Okay, so it does use a tracking phone number type system. Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Next question. If you are the first, this comes from Michael Catalano. If you are the first to participate, does that lock you into being the leader in your industry, or will there be a rotating schedule for everyone that's involved?
As I said, it's based on proximity. That's the biggest key.
Proximity is the biggest one. So location, wherever your physical address is, guys, that's still going to be the number one thing. Okay, and then it says, okay, that same kind of question on that one, so I'll skip that. What is the actual Google guarantee? We already said what that is. So it is, and then the next one is more of a pricing question again, and it says it's just about what the company pays to be listed, and you're saying no, it's a flat fee. It's more proximity and reviews and just quality company that's going to get you up to the top more than paying instead of paying more, which is what AdWords asks. Okay. And then he says, do customer reviews mean anything? And yes, we've already established that reviews are a big part of getting through the approval and getting up there. And then that's it. That's all the questions that everybody sent me. I think we're good to go.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I just really appreciate this, Stephen. It's cool to be able to talk to somebody directly that works for Google, that knows their stuff and can give us some real answers rather than just kind of, talking to other marketers and everybody's got their own theory and their ideas and stuff like this. So this is straight from Google, and this is the real deal. This is the real information, and more information I have, I'll share it with you guys. So I'm sure this is also going to generate more questions coming down the road. Stephen, hopefully we can stay connected and get this. And then so my big question to you, final question just from me is, Why did you end up calling me and Big West Marketing? I'm just curious. What was the reason for that? To have this?
Well,
Go ahead.
oh, well, it's definitely just because I was on. It may have been Mike's page, and I had clicked on the bottom and saw the link for Big West Marketing, and I saw that you. Actually, I called another client. I know exactly how I reached, and he said that he was working. Then I went to the web page and saw Big West Marketing, and I reached out to you.
Okay. And you're looking for marketing agencies that work with a high number of clients in the service industry so that we can help you guys with the onboarding system? Is that kind of the reasoning?
Well, correct. Well, I work one-on-one with the pros themselves.
Okay.
I just happened, because they said that they worked with you, I wanted to get you right over to the right place just so everyone would be able to benefit. So the clients who were invited, they would be able to still take advantage of this offer.
Yeah, because, we could probably get, several hundred of our clients onto this program in the next few months is kind of what I'm assuming. So I really appreciate everything that you've done for me over the past week, Stephen. And, I'll end the call right here. Thanks a lot.
It's my pleasure, Joe.